Nargis, welcome back
Hello,
to
good morning.
Face. Yeah, welcome back to Face, Nargis. Great to hear your voice.
Thank
How
you,
are you?
and thanks again for inviting me, and
Uh,
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you too.
I know the
And
quarter is ending, almost the last day.
yeah, quarter end. Are you going to be sharing your charts here?
Yes,
All right. Before we got into the markets, Nargis, I
yeah.
know that we probably talked about this a long time ago, but what were you doing before you became obsessed with market geometry and following markets, and how did this happen for you? That maybe was what was your first foray into trading or investing? What's the genesis of your secret agent 007 market style?
So, Dale, I live in Silicon Valley, right?
Yeah.
So people only do hear one thing. Mostly, not everyone, but yeah. So I was also a computer science engineer working
Yeah.
in the IT company. As my last job was like a product manager, business development manager, and then uh, you know um, I was pregnant with my second son, and it was a
Yeah.
little bit difficult pregnancy. So after he was born, I thought I'll take a little bit of break, and I had not been with my older son as well when he was born. I immediately went back to work, so that guilty feeling was there that I didn't spend too much time.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
thought, let me take a couple of months of break and spend some time with them, be home, with the kids. And then I was like, what will I do home sitting, right? I mean, the kid
Right.
is there, but what else will I do? So,
You can't just sit there and eat bonbons and watch soap operas,
I know.
right?
So, yeah, I know exactly. And I had to keep doing something.
Yeah.
So, this was always,
You engineers are naturals for technical analysis and analyzing markets. I remember when I was prospecting for accounts, if I had a prospect that was an engineer and I just started talking about technicals, they really gravitated towards it.
hmm.
Did was it?
So,
Did you see that kind of mind and the way engineers think? How charting could be second nature.
Yes, it's kind of like that. Basically, curiosity for answers, mostly why it happens this way or what is happening. For me, it
Right.
is that way. I need to know the answers of why it is happening or what's out there. Even if I'm
Right.
driving on the road, or walking or going for a hike, I need to know where it is or how far I have to go. So
Yeah.
so I need to know.
Details.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah. So
What a
I
great
think I'm.
story. So, all right. So you started. How did you start? Something online, a course, or just
No,
go into it
just go
on your
into
own?
it actually on my
Okay.
own. So when
Yeah.
I was working, there used to be a guy, and then we used to talk. So I was like very novice in this stock market. When I had come here, I hadn't heard about it also. So I used to feel like these people are so smart, they know so much, right? And I was like, how the hell I don't know anything. So
Yeah.
so so then he used to talk about this is 10 SMA, there is 200. I thought, oh my god, there's a little bit structure to it, it's just not so random. So when I
Yeah.
sat in my break, I started going, and then I thought it's more than that. So every day I used to sit and monitor the price and note down the price at 12:45 p.m. I mean my PST time. This is where
Right.
10-day SMA is, and this is where the price close, this is where the monthly price close, and then I used to see a pattern of what's happening. But then those days are gone where the SMAs and your traditional indicators used to matter a lot. Today they don't
Yeah.
too much, right?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
the environment has changed and your technical indicators are not there. Maybe they need to be redefined a little bit, probably.
Yeah.
But
It was probably
yeah,
pre-algo when you
yeah,
started.
yes.
Yeah. Okay.
I've started seeing this change in temperament since 2018. From there
Okay.
the shift has started, in
Yeah.
my opinion. Maybe before that, but that's where I started seeing stuff in 2018 January, when everybody was like long, 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 and I was like, your monthly RSI is 87 plus, almost hitting 90. How long can you go long, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah, I forgot it was because you wanted to stay home with your baby. And,
yes,
you know,
that's how it started. And then
yeah.
I don't think any job would interest me too much anymore, unless it is something related to this.
Yeah. I know what you mean. You know, it's like
Yeah.
Hotel California. You could
Yeah.
check out, but you can never leave. Even if you leave,
Mm.
you're looking at it, right?
Yeah. Yes.
All right. So here we go. The $1,000,000 question. And I know you have some, I'm going to be interested because of what my bias could be. Is this a failing rally or new highs coming, Nargis? That's a $1,000,000,000 question.
Yes. So remember last when we had talked, I think this is the one which I had shared with you when we talked last, is that ES had reset the cycle to 7569, right?
Yeah, I couldn't
So
believe
sooner
that
or
number.
later,
Yeah.
we will go here. Okay. How we will go here is the path we need to carve it out, right? But
Wow.
it will go here. And this would be the in-between price. Like, you know, from 4489 is the price cycle it completed. And after this number, it fired this number. So this is your midpoint of 4489 to this, right?
Okay.
So what I was thinking is, last time when we talked, I was thinking like if we can just, pull back from here to somewhere, here, then it would give a little bit relief because this was very heavy. And if you could get this, then launching up here can become more easier versus continue to keep going up, right?
Okay.
So now we did got this pullback coming in. It didn't go all the way here. It stopped at 4100 only. And I was wondering why 4100 it stopped, whereas 4065 was my level also to come down, and it should have easily done 3970 to 3800. And I was like, why would it stop at 4100? So interesting thing, what I again go find the answers kind of a thing. So
Right.
this high, February high was 3397, right?
Right.
And the our current high, all-time high, is 4808, right?
Yeah.
So 50% of that is 4101. So it did high to high 50%. That's
Okay.
one answer I could get for myself. I don't know what it means, but that's how, maybe, I don't know if the algos came up then with the number like, oh, this is high, just divide by 2 and go there. That's it.
Okay.
So
What's the level now after this bounce that negates the bullish scenario?
so we are almost at I can't, this panel I can't see. So this we are almost here.
Yeah.
So this quarter is almost ending flattish, right? We were at 4100 down here, and in less than 2 weeks we recovered almost everything. So this is almost getting into the this cluster of close to 4700, where earlier we used to go in but fail. It used to throw it back, and a very brief period, this small structure is where it went past 4700. So this area here is where we would one more thing I wanted to say before I say that is, I know a lot of people do fibs that it has reached 50% or 618, and 618 is where generally people think it's a moment of pause, basically, to check whether success or failure. But in my opinion, what I have observed is ES is never
78.6.
satisfied with 618. It is never satisfied with 618. It always goes higher, almost to the as close to 100% as possible. Almost 85 to 90% it will go. Okay.
Okay.
So yes. So unless and until it is here, this will still be, see, this was 4101 high, low, sorry, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And then this was 4129. And
Right.
when it went in the night, we would think that almost it is ready to break and go lower, but it stopped at 41.29, which is not
Yeah.
only a level, but also the 82% of this,
Right.
high to low. So this
Okay.
is how it likes it. It likes to throw it off. So currently we are approaching 786, I think, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
And we have a little bit more here. So I think till this line. So till this line, we are
760.
okay. I am still okay it as a retest.
What's that?
And
88 too, or more than that?
yes, uh, approximately it will be 88 too.
Okay.
There. So I had 70, 47, 25 or 30, around 80, 80, 82. And there I would consider, if it is going past that, then we know that it is almost going to make a new all-time high, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but in between these two lines, it is still a retest of the high. I'm still considering, and this is a vicious rally from this high.
Yeah.
This line, it's exactly like this line. They're both the same, and it is approaching this area where entering the supply area, basically, if you can say that, right?
All right. Yep.
So that's there. And the other thing which I wanted to point out was when we hit the new high, 4808, this was December, I had posted out that, be careful that a bearish pattern is forming. And since this was a straight line, the first cut would be, return to mean, right? And from there we see with, yes, to drive, and it did hit 272, almost 4100, all the way directly. So yeah,
Nice.
so these do work out, and I do have a similar pattern for the current scenario. So the price is still going up on a bearish this two drive, and this D is an extension, right? So it would still satisfy until it goes all the way till here, this blue line. And coming down, the lowest target would be your 2020 high, almost.
Okay.
Yeah. And these would be the if it works out. Again, it can negate, and it will cancel out, which means that we'll be on the path to. So I had drawn these two paths. Considering this is a pole and this is a flag, then let's say it pulled back. It only pulled back, I think, 30%, not from the March low to current high. So
take a snapshot of this, everyone. Take a screenshot. That's really nice.
Yeah. So I have this. This is I post it on Twitter, so the chart doesn't vanish. So it's there.
Yeah. Okay.
So so here
we're either
go
going
on to
new
the
highs or we have a failing rally. So I mean that still is the question, right?
Yes.
And there's no way to answer the question yet, is there?
The reason for that, Dale, is look at here, this portion, right?
Yeah.
And this portion. This is starting from last July almost.
Yeah.
And we are still there from last July. It's almost going to be a year, and price hasn't moved. It is still in this tight range. For very short, brief period of time, we went a little bit above and got smacked right down. So unless and until, where is the box?
And you know what, Nargis, do you take into account that even though the averages are the same place they were a year ago, how much damage has been done to many different stocks? I don't have to just say ARC, where they've broken 70-80%, and that underlying makes the structure weaker.
Yes, definitely. And you know what? I had mentioned this. Dale, it's somehow I think the kind of work I do, it looks like crazy sometimes.
Yeah, like
because people do question. You throw out numbers out there which are crazy, and
well, you have to take that picture off of Instagram with a tinfoil hat on. That selfie, that you're going to give people the wrong impression when you're sitting under your pyramid.
I know. So
yeah, so people think it's kind of crazy, but there's order in your chaos.
Yes. So what was happening is last August, approximately that time frame, not from that July to October time frame, most of your growth stocks had completed their maximum cycle. So generally in a price cycle, you would do one price cycle, right? And then consolidate, do something, then try to fire something else, right? That was the older order, right?
Yeah.
But this 2020, because there was a pandemic, and what will you do sitting at home, right? If they made you sit at home, then you need to do something. So they said, okay, this is the stock market, go play with it, right? So
Yeah.
they fired the cycle like crazy, and all these growth stocks were running 100%, 200%. In a day or 2 days or 3 days, they would be 30% up, right? The Cloudflare and Snowflake
Yeah.
and blah blah blah, they would be all up in the air, and people were so excited. And then I used to come and say, from last July to August, I started saying that, hey, these stocks are completing a major cycle, and especially their monthly was very much, straight lines. And some of the stocks which were, had some history, their quarterly charts were out there crazy. Why would you not take your profits when specifically it is becoming so heavy, it is reaching a price cycle, and it is almost a straight line on a monthly basis?
Yeah.
It was time to book profits versus going in new or adding to it. And
Right.
if you check most of your stocks, they all reset themselves. They gave
Yeah.
back all the gains from the breakout, came back to the 2020 high, or some even poked lower. So assuming this was your consolidation,
Yeah.
this square stopped on the upper this thing, some would come here, and few of them broke their low of March 2020 as well,
Yeah. They're
right?
broken. Yeah.
Yeah, so it all depends on the
Like
type of company. Yes,
Facebook
yes.
and Netflix, broken stocks.
Yes, so Facebook also came to this
Oh, okay.
consolidation of March, right? And
Yeah.
then from
Yeah.
there, so at this point, I had said I would buy here,
Yeah.
because when you're falling into a virgin demand, Dale, which
Yeah.
has the price has run away too fast, and that is the only place it can come back to, right?
Yeah.
So it came back all the way here. Then you have to decide. This would first give a knee-jerk reaction. Most of the stocks would give a knee-jerk reaction right here to bounce back,
Yeah. You
right?
may not
So
go to new highs, but you could recover
you could
50% or
recover.
something.
Yeah, you could
Yeah.
recover something. And these stocks are still nowhere in terms of recovery as yet, right? So
Right.
Facebook is almost, almost towards the low itself versus little bit. So going into this area would be saying, oh, okay, it has retraced a little bit. Or other people who are in it, they have recovered a little bit, but
Yeah.
here it is still this thing. So there are two stories. One is, is the index going to fail to bring to new lows? Then what will happen to all these things which has already so much damage? Does it mean that they are going to go more lower than this area and come down? That can happen. Or if
Yes.
all the growth stocks have come together around the same time to around the same demand area, does that mean that this was a good bottom for them, and they could at least minimum retrace 50% from here to, first repair the technical and then come down? So that's the question. Even I am looking forward to see how it plays out.
Okay. Anthony is
What's going
asking, do you have similar feelings about PayPal and Square?
on? Square I just showed, right? So
Yeah.
see, Square bounced back so well. It came to 82. And yeah, I had put out that 82 number there, 81 actually,
Yeah.
83 to 81. So from there, it bounced back nicely. And it's almost reaching this thing. If you remember, Dale, I think we had talked about IWM.
Yes.
I will
Yeah.
show you this. The reason I had mentioned this is that since this is a straight line, and when they try to fall, they don't have enough to hold them, right?
Right. Yeah.
So but
Enough
the only
structure.
yes.
Yeah.
So the only thing IWM was there to hold is on a weekly basis. This 2-3 candles it had, and that's where it rested,
Okay.
right? and now it's trying to go back. So again, is it a retest of the high? And somewhere here, if it is entering here, then somewhere here will it fail and then come back on this blue line? That's a good possibility, and there's a gap as well here. So that is one thing which definitely can happen. QQQ is again doing the same thing, almost trying to retest the high.
Yes.
This is also 317. I think we had talked about this also. I remember I had said 311 or so it should come down to, and this exactly came down to 317, not 311, but yeah, almost 5 points.
Yeah.
5-6 points less. It's okay. So just resting on these demands basically, and your March 2020 would be here, which means this would have a long way to go, but it does have good support system. And if it is again a flag, then would it break out towards 500, because that's a mental nice even number, or it would go up till here somewhere and then fail and come down. The whole reason is because price hasn't left from this area since trading from the last year. We are still in a heavy tight, this orange box. So either it should exit out of this year, then we know, okay, it's invalidated and we are on to new highs, and come down, and then we know we are on to newer lows towards 3,700 or 3,300, which would be the.
Oh, you mean if it takes out 4,100? Won't you know earlier?
Yes. Yeah, we would know earlier, because for me, once you lose your price cycle 44.89, then I know the weakness has set in, and then somewhere here
44.90 about is a line in the sand.
Yes, and this red line I have marked here, this I would know is it will definitely mark bigger weakness, and taking this out low would not be a bigger thing for it if it wants to do that.
Okay. Do you have a view on the dollar? Big debate right now.
Yes. I had just taken out the dollar Dixie.
There it is.
I think it was here. Yeah. So Dixie is just hovering around 100. It hasn't taken out 100, right?
Yeah.
Just traveling around this line on a monthly basis.
Nice.
So slowly, it can try to creep up. And once it loses 95, then we know it wants to go lower. But as long as it's holding this dotted line, it can still, try to push over this this resistance line. So
95. Yeah, 95 is your bull bear line.
Yeah,
and we could still move, and we could still move higher.
Yes, and we could still move higher, and there is this, because of this noise right here too, and here too, and so now it is above this structure, right? So this is this area is kind of a mirror of this, right? Just flip it up. So
how about oil?
Oil, yes.
Because we're running out of time. So, oil, is this a failing rally we're getting here, Nargis? Did this just happen?
So oil, this is last June, right?
Oh, okay.
Last June, I had mentioned that some important oil is trying to hit above in a very important number that was 59. And the yearly chart was trying to go above a technical, like say 10-day on a yearly basis. And I had mentioned that if this is bullish, then we could hit all these numbers, right? 107, 125, and 147 was the all-time high at that time. And with if it wants to surpass, first it should go here. And if it surpasses here, then we have some higher numbers. And the thing didn't disappoint, and it did hit 130. And so see, look here, this quarterly basis, it broke out and it didn't stop. It hit this supply area directly, and 130. I'm not sure. I had drawn a crazy picture. If it is here. Yes. So I just, curves and lines I see, I just do these curves, right? See This was what, when it fell out of this tight, it started, squeezing and then pushed it out. And this was these two orange line. So this was the candle. So 125 was my number. So from this
Nice.
curved line low to this high, it did 1618 at 130.
Okay.
Here,
What
618
about
at
from here?
130.
We
Yeah.
got the history. What about the projections here?
Projection is, I think, oil, it should calm down from here. But one thing is, it hasn't hit that one that was done in Globex. It did not hit the regular trading hours, right? 130.5. So for me, that is pending. It needs to hit it during the during the regular trading hours. And once it hits that, it may poke a few points here and there, but then it should come down below 100.
Okay,
Most
so you're
likely
looking for
80
a retest of the highs.
Yes, retest of the high, touch that 130.5 during the trading hours, and then from there it can come down, break 100 and come down. I mean, it can do before also, which will only mean one thing is that 130 hasn't resolved, and in future we will see that number sometime. The faster it resolves these anomalies, the better it is for a clean price versus, like for example, this ES, right? This 4101 was made in the night, right? It was not made during the. So what
you
me is,
you don't trust those sessions for the
so
lows. Okay,
so
go
ES
ahead.
yes, so ES has left a clue right here that I am going to come back for it.
How about that?
So yeah, so I look at things like that, and just a data point stored somewhere that, do not close that price just like that. It will come back for it. The faster it would come back, the easier it would be for everyone versus, after 1 year, 2 years, God knows from where it will come down.
That's an excellent insight. Nargis, best way for people to follow you is on Twitter at Nargis007.
Yes, here.
Yeah, there she is. And always appreciate your passion, and thanks for sharing the story of how you got into it. And it's a classic example of don't just count your pips, count your blessings. And
yes, definitely. Thanks, Dale.
Yeah, always give up something for love, so that you could have something, that memory you had with your baby. And appreciate your great looks, Nargis.
Thanks a lot,
you
Dale.
are? You know what you are? A pro.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Thank you so much. That's big coming from you. All
right. So everyone, thank Nargis. A lot of people enjoyed it. Mr. Buttons is a fan of yours. Anyway, that's his name in here, Mr. Buttons. So thank you so much, Nargis. Have a great day, and I'll get a hold of you, and we'll talk again a few months down the line.
Thank you so much,
It was
Dale,
fun having a date with you on F.A.C.E.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. Dale, the markets are at the high and we have met. Then you know what follows. Guys, get your puts.
All right. Thank you, Nargis. You could join the team, everyone, in 12 minutes on the Morning Edge. Thanks for your attention. Adios, everyone.
Adios.
Thank you, Nargis.
Thank you.
Hey traders, this is Blake Morrow with ForexAnalytix. Thanks for stopping by our YouTube channel. Don't forget to like these videos, share them, and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any of the content that we provide here for free. Thanks for stopping by. I'll see you in the next video.